level, right? Also, as much as I love doing, I give a little guac, but every now and again, my jaw is not wanting to be active. So I appreciate having a substitute sometimes, right? So we're going to kick into gear with this panel, and I'm going to tell you guys, this stage, I don't even know if I can give it enough glory right now. The woman to my right, guys, I call her our master of vibrations. Because how many of y'all touched some toys out there? How many of y'all went by the toy section? Well, it's the mastermind behind them right here. Can we clap it up? Can we clap it up for Suki Dunham, co-founder at Bedroom Kandi, okay? This woman's mind is, every part of my body is thankful for you, Suki. But if you felt something on that table that you appreciated, you're going to learn from the person who helped to design them, worked with the teams of people who pulled together, figured out the product, the materials, everything. And just understanding what types of things that we carry at Bedroom Kandi and why we only carry the best of the best, the cream of the crop. So I'm also joined over here, right? And I actually, you are a consultant, right? Yeah, yes. So what I love is when I find people and I meet people who are sex positive, right? Who take it upon themselves to make it their mission to literally teach the masses about this very taboo area still in 2023, right? And so I have Ashley Cobb sitting to myself. She's got a beautiful, amazing sex blog and following known as Sex with Ashley. Can we give it up? Came through with the red on stage. We were talking about that color earlier. We were saying, what was the color you throw on your lips when you're trying to make sure you're making a power statement? Red. And she came through with it, y'all. So, and I'm so sorry. Can you introduce yourself?
Hello.
There we go.
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Sloan Bickerstaff, and I'm a sex doula. So I'm very excited to talk to y'all today about how we can get in and dig it in and have the best sex of your life.
It's getting hotter by each segment. Y'all, we just getting a little spicier. So I'm gonna kick into gear because when it comes to the toys and vibrations, this is the one conversation that the people who over there got the time, I'm gonna really have to pay attention to them. They're going like this, they're gonna be like, time's up. I'm gonna be like, one more toy, just one more. So I wanna start off by just talking about Bedroom Kandi's culture around the types of products that we even carry. You notice that we're not like a warehouse over here, right? We're a very, let's give the full name, Bedroom Kandi Boutique Parties, right? So we always talk about this word boutique and what it represents. And Suki, when you and Kandi were having that first conversation with Brian and you guys were figuring out how you were gonna brand this, what you were gonna want it to look like, and adding this sophistication element, can you talk about that choice to make it a boutique and to make it a business that's actually a home party business that we got so many other business owners in the room because of?
Sure. So hi, everybody. I'm glad to see all of you here today, and I hope you're enjoying yourselves. I hope that you've seen some of the great products out there. I feel very privileged and have a lot of gratitude for all of our BKBCs, so shout out to you all because we get together once a year. But to answer your question, where do I start? Well, let me just give you a little bit of our origin story for those people that don't know anything about Bedroom Kandi. Actually, Kandi had somebody who was kind of managing her Twitter account, and this is 12 years ago now. And we also, my husband and I, Brian, are partners with Kandi in this business, and we had our own brand, and our Twitter person reached out to her Twitter person because Kandi had said on The Housewives that she wanted to do her own line of sex toys. We thought, why not us? So we reached out, and it kind of like just clicked for us. One of the things that Kandi really loved about what we were already doing was the fact that we made a product that vibrated to music. And you know that obviously Kandi is massive in the music industry, so she's like, I need to be with these people. So that's how we got our start. And then as we started to talk about Bedroom Kandi, originally we were only supposed to be making one product for her. That's what we were going to start out with, which turned into 5, which now then the next year turned into a home party company, and now we have like over 250 SKUs. So all different types of pleasure products, wellness products, cosmetics. You've heard a lot about that today. You know, we talk about this kind of internally in BK. Kandi could have made a different choice. She could have just chosen to sell her products online and probably do quite well with that. But she wants to bring people along with her, and that's the beauty of Bedroom Kandi. That's the beauty of Bedroom Kandi boutique parties in our community. It's really about leveling up everybody. Kandi's all about that, and we're just huge supporters of all of the entrepreneurs that you'll come in contact with today. So that's kind of how Home Party got its start. And yeah, it's been a fun ride. We just celebrated 10 years last year, so yeah. And we're looking at this year is the kickoff to the next 10.
Yes, next decade. We're speaking that into existence today, right? Because we got what people need. We have what people need. But like you said, Suki, it's 250 plus SKUs. You guys have seen. How many of you guys who knew that Bedroom Kandi had this much stuff? Like when you walked in here, was anybody like, wow, I didn't know they did all of this? You didn't know? You didn't know? Most people know BK for the toy side of things, but they're like always looking at things like, oh, snap, I didn't know y'all had this, and this, and the quality is top tier, guys. So thank you for giving us that base, because the foundation of what this business is that, like we say, empower, educate, earn. Creating a structure where we can really deal with the really big things: sex, positive messaging, intimacy, and conversations. But then you realize you really can't talk about that without self-care, without beauty, without how you look, with how you feel, how to feel good together, you know, maybe how to, a little thing or two. We got it. It all comes into the same place. So thank you for that. So what I wanted to really, really quick before we get straight to the vibes really quick, I wanted to come over to you, Ashley, and ask you this question, because I know having an audience where you're talking about sex, naturally people start to reach out to you. People start to ask you questions, right? And what is some of the most, what is one of the most surprising things that you hear people ask you that you're thinking like, dang, you would think people knew, but you're finding so many people really don't know?
So let me say this first. I love sex toys, right? Like Kash said, I used to be a Bedroom Kandi consultant many, many moons ago. And sex toys are in addition to, not a replacement. So a lot of people who are coupled come to me and they're like, well, I don't need to use sex toys. I got a man. That is so wonderful that you have a man. I'm happy that you have a man. Okay, but there's a thing called a blended orgasm. Anybody know what a blended orgasm is? So blended orgasms is when two things or more are being stimulated at the same time. So because women particularly, we are people who 70% of us have to have some type of clitoral stimulation to orgasm, which means that the penis, if you're having sex with men, it rarely does it by itself, right? So we need something else. So I always tell people, like, if you're into penetrative sex, use a sex toy on your clitoris, because you get the feeling of the penis, and you also get the stimulation from the vibrator on your clitoris that will lead to a blended orgasm and a good damn time.
Woo! You know, I love that you shared that. I said I was going to get straight to the toys, but as you said that, I'm like, dang, I got to pull this toy out because she just said something and y'all need to see it, right? So I always, when you speak about that, also think about the range of feeling that you have with different toys. And choosing the right toy is more complicated for some people than we might think, right? If you want to do something or explore something you never really explored, you 9 times out of 10 look for someone. I want to get serious about my fitness. You might get a trainer. You might buy a workout program. You're looking for something that's going to give you guidance. But when you walk into your average sex toy shop, right, you're going to find that you're in a space where most people are really just cashiers. They know where the things are in the store, but they really can't advise you. They really can't guide you. And I find that this is an area where people have the most buyer's remorse. Because here's the thing, and this is the policy of Bedroom Kandi in case you all didn't know. Once you get that little box of magic, and then you can't try it and be like, it didn't work out, I'm gonna send this back. Okay, it's yours. All right, you ever try on an outfit, don't fit right, you can pass it to your friend. You can't quite be like, hey, I tried this dildo last night, didn't work. Here, girl, this is yours. You really can't it ends up being this thing that goes to the graveyard because you don't like it and you don't got nobody else you can give it to and you can't give it back because we can't repackage and resell that, right? So you want to be really sure that when you're getting something that it has the greatest opportunity of you liking it, which is why the toys are on the table, right? This is why when consultants come out, they're showing you, they're on something. Because we want you to know, here's what this one does differently. Here's how strong this one is, where this one might be more mild, right? Are you the kind of person who got I call it the butterfly clitoris, guys, where you go like this, and they coming? Yeah, that's not me. I call mine's you need the Mike Tyson effect with this clitoris. You got to come in there and get to that barrel, because she need a little work sometimes, and I'm considerate. So if I do like you, I might pregame with a little bit of arousal, something to help you out. But the bottom line is, baby, you got to put some work in over here. So I tend to need higher toys that have more range that can go to a higher intensity, right? Some people like external, some people like internal, like you just shared, blended experiences. So these are the things that you have to think about when you're buying a product, and if you can't touch it, feel it, see how strong it is, see what the highest range is, you're buying it and you're hoping that you didn't waste your money. So I want to come to some of the toys that we have here. We pulled out very specifically because they all have very different ranges. And in the spirit of what you just talked about of having like clitoral stimulation, maybe while you're with a partner, I'm going to grab this bad boy right here. Yes, please.
And so a lot of people assume that most toys are not gender specific, okay? So almost every toy you have, you can use on female and male. It's not gender specific. You just have to know how to use it.
And that's where you're going to get some tips and tricks in this conversation. But also, that's why I always tell people, have a party, because you'll get multiple suggestions for various uses. And people are giving you like, hey, I had a customer who used it this way. And just by me telling you how you use it, you're like, oh, I didn't think about that. So I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of starting with a big boy. Let me switch mics real quick for y'all. This is called Mic Drop. It's one of our newer toys this year. We had a prior model of this, of a wand in our collection. Where the BKBCs that know about a little bit Bewitch Me from back in the day, right? I used to love the name of it because I used to tell them, baby, it's going to put you under a spell, right? But we realized with Bewitch Me that although it was a phenomenal toy, right, sold really well, that there was room for improvement. So then that's where our master of vibrations comes in. Because she's always listening to that feedback and thinking, what can we do to bring this same, right, category of product, but better and more inclusive? Because what happens if a product is your body anatomy, maybe you're thinner, thicker, things like that. Those things matter in how you're using these products, how you're going to use it, right? Is it something that needs to have a really strong ability to take a lot of movement? So can you talk to us about, we brought Mic Drop in, and then I'm going to let you guys feel in a second too as well. Maybe an audience member, you guys have touched it on the table, but I want you guys to see what this thing could do. Suki, when it came to revamping the wand, why don't we drop the old one to bring a new one, right?
Well, I think if you look at any kind of brand, especially, you may not know this, but I was originally at Apple, so I worked in worldwide product marketing for almost a decade before I got into the sex toy world. And one of the things that I learned there, right, is that there's always room for improvement. And so I remember when I first started there, actually, Steve Jobs was in charge, and he did not let anybody in marketing display any old Apple products. Those were done. Those were toast. And so we kind of have that same thing. It's always about improving on what we have. I think one of the challenges with Bewitch Me at the time was the way kind of the head moved on the product, and we got some negative feedback on that, and so that's how we decided to make this improvement. It's all one piece. It still moves, but there's a stiffness and a rigidity to it, so it's a little bit less flexible, but with that also makes it like sturdier, if you will. So the cool thing about Bedroom Kandi, and I'm up here to talk about sex toys, is that we're always listening to our customers' feedback. We're always listening to our consultant feedback. We take that in. I take that in. I'm like, okay, how can we make this better? So that's kind of the general approach to how we bring things in. We talked about the word boutique earlier. And the premise behind that was to really deliver a curated list, a curated bunch of products that really meet different needs in the market. So we have wand products, we have dual stem products, we have clit stem products, we have some that vibrate with a high resonation, we have some that vibrate with a low resonation, because we are all different. And something that works for me might not work for you. I personally am never a fan of that high buzzing vibrator, but sometimes people, that's all they can handle. I'm like you, I need the big rumble. I need the big boy.
I'll tell you, and it's so interesting because I still like to start low and work my way up, because unless I got like 1 minute to get myself together and get my mind right, then I'm like straight for the kill. I'm going to cut on mic drop here, and one thing I'll tell you about this product is that it has 7 different settings. The range of it, by the light setting that you see when it's powered on, you'll know what it's on. It also has a memory feature. So whatever thing made you get there last time, when you power back on, it's going to take you straight back. And you'll have to cycle to change it to somewhere else, which I think is so phenomenal, because sometimes when you're using toys with a partner, 1 minute you're using it, you might set it aside, you might come back to it, and so you don't want to be like in the middle of it and you're still trying to find, which was we on? Here I am trying to find, what was it, 6 or 7? Like, we don't have time for that in the moment, so it'll go right back, right? So I'm gonna power it on really quick, and oh, this baby was powered on all the way on 3. Okay, you guys in the back were getting straight to it. I'm gonna start on 1, and can I get you, Ashley, to feel the intensity of the vibration here on this one? This is low that's low. Now, would you say that you would recommend this for the butterfly clitoris?
Yes.
You want me to take it up a notch?
Yeah, take it up a notch.
That's 2.
Oh, see, I'm not going to make it to 2.
No?
1 is good enough.
1 is good for you?
One good.
See,
One
this is how
good.
you got to do it. Yeah. Should I even go?
Go 3.
That's 3.
Oh, yeah. 2.5 seconds.
2 point. It's straight to the kill.
Straight.
Okay. Now, yeah.
Oh, what's this? What's this
Now,
on?
now I
This
typically say that with a wand, when it's really, really powerful and it's got a good motor in it, just by tapping your inner thigh, right, you can feel the vibration radiate to the area that you would feel the vibration vibrating, right? So that's one way. But I'm gonna actually take this bowl of water I got here on stage, because I like to be visual with these things. And I want you to see what the high level looks like. Can I ask you to hold this for a second, Suki? So this is the high of mic drop. That is not a suction. That's just vibration pushing the water out this bowl at the speed in which it's flying out. So you can still see the residual drip on there, which means that if you happen to wet it up, it might still be dripping you. This is a toy that I would recommend for someone who likes something that can have a low, but really might need that high intensity vibration we talked about. But what I love about the length of this is, if you were bent over in a doggy position, you could easily have this against the clitoris while your partner is penetrating. If you were laying back, it's easy to be here with it, right? But this is also something I could use to get to the magic spots, right? Y'all can start here.
Yeah.
Start here and work it where it needs to go. I have had also men who like strong vibrations as well. And let's just say, well, if you're given a little bit of sloppy, we're gonna talk about this a lot later, but y'all catching my drift? Y'all catch where we at? It's actually also quite soothing on the gag reflex.
Yes.
It's almost like you're massaging your throat as you do the thing. All right, so this is one of those products that I think could be great for a person who likes range, but you definitely want the big boom.
And then too, I like to use, because I'm a wand lover. I have a small one, the regular size, a huge one. I love wands. So I like to use wands too on my partners who are male, on their scrotum, their gooch. Put a little lube on there, put it on the lowest level. They like that. You can also, if you ask first, get consent, right? Use it to massage like their anus. They like that too.
And I also want to say with some of my clients, we do nipple orgasms, and so while she may be providing her own nipple orgasm or he's doing both, that I really like the wand as a supplement for him to really learn some of that blended orgasm work.
You know, it actually helps with childbirth too. We're not going to, I'm just saying, I know you're a doula, right? Nipple stimulation
Absolutely.
actually stimulates the hormones that release, you need your body to produce certain hormones in childbirth that actually help you contract
Yes.
and prepare the body, right? So people don't realize that the nerve endings in your nipples are directly connected to the nerve endings in your clitoris. And we
They
know
absolutely
how
are.
where the answer at? How many nerve endings are in the clitoris? What, say it again? I think I heard the right answer. Over 8,000. So you got to think about if it were on both ends, right? So yes, nipple stimulation is something that a lot of people even have incorporated into childbirth as a person is in labor. It's also rather soothing. So I'm grabbing another one that I grabbed off the table. I'm sporting that sexy box. Anybody who's seen the Housewives episode of the Peach Social and Kandi social media have seen the Peach Buzz, right? Right. So I really wanted to take a moment, and as we talk about Peach Buzz, I was going to kind of marry this with a conversation around Queen, right? This right here. Okay, we're gonna come. The reason why I'm bringing these two up together because they have some similar technologies in the makeup of them, but we're gonna talk a little bit about what's different. So Suki, can you first tell them on the Peach, y'all? And I actually happened to come on board at Bedroom Kandi as you were at the phase of like making sure the color was perfect and all those types of things. When I tell you that she's gonna make sure that what comes out is what it's supposed to be. But this is a very different shape vibrator, right? Super ergonomic design. Suki, can you tell us why do we make a toy that's shaped like a peach? And when we thought about who might use this or appreciate it, who do you have in mind as the ideal person?
So the Peach Buzz is a celebration of our 10th anniversary. Obviously, Kandi is our powerhouse brand name, and she's a Georgia peach. So it was fun to create this product. Just to share some kind of cool little design things that you may not think about. In the past, I've been exposed to spherical vibrators. But the problem with them is that when you have lube on your hands, they move around and you can't figure out where the button is. So as an example with this product, I wanted the leaf to have a certain shape to it so that your finger just sits on it. So it's very ergonomic. The other thing that happened with this product when we were in the development phase is we actually had a smaller version of this. You can see I have relatively small hands. And I had a smaller version, and so we passed this around to a lot of different people in the office and everything to see, like somebody with a bigger hand, you don't want them, for instance, having to hold the product like this because it's too tiny for them. So these are the types of things when we are designing products at Bedroom Kandi that we think about. The way you're gonna hold it, where does the button sit, how you're gonna clean it. This product also has what Kasha mentioned, we call it our comfort technology. It's kind of like, I don't know if you can see that, but it's like a liquid silicone that makes this a little cushiony, like a little pillow. Makes it very comfortable. So it has a nice, comfortable feel. And then, of course, from a design aesthetic perspective, it also feels like a peach. So those are the little tiny details of what it takes to make really cool toys.
And what I love about the peach, guys, is that we're talking about entire vulva. So this little nub right there is going to hit the clitoris, but every other part of the vulva, so your labia majora, minora, so we're going to say inner and outer lips, right? There's a lot of sensitivity there, so this is going to hit all of it. I do want to show you one other, which is the queen, and I could tell you about the queen, but I could also show you the queen. Shaped like a tongue, also has that same material that's super soft. So if you're not someone who likes the hard feeling kind of toys, is really good for you. But it has a body quake motor in it. And just like I did before, if I cut it on, you can kind of just see the tongue start going. So I'm gonna put it on a setting where you can really see that flick. The vibration of that is moving so quickly that you can see it jumping, right? What that looks like, in a little more demonstrative way. Okay, I'm gonna sit. Thanks, Suki, because my breast almost did. So, just the queen. Yeah. That's what we can do with the queen, right? So we're talking about something that licks at a rate of speed that literally ejects like that. So that, just imagine that being your clitoris, right? You could also put this under the testicles, right? Because we can't lick the balls and do mouth things at the same time, right? This is really good for there, and the same as, like I mentioned, I like to talk to y'all about how to be versatile with these things. I also like that this is something that curves, that can sit right over the clitoral area, so if you're receiving penetration, it kind of curves perfectly there. So as we talk about toys, I want to bring back to the stage someone you all know and love, and that's our founder, Kandi, because we have a big announcement. We have an announcement as we're talking about all these fun technologies and all these new toys. Hey, Kandi. We actually launched a brand new toy collection this weekend, and that collection is called Splash. All right, so if you went to the other area, you saw we had these beautiful banners, Splash. And so I'm gonna grab the Splash collection and bring it over here, which I know, Kandi, you've had some time to kind of fill around with, and we still, you created the Splash collection. But as we're launching this new toy of a technology that we call Pleasure Pearl, the pearl for your pearl technology. This is a technology you can only get at BK. Okay, exclusivity over here. So, Kandi, since you actually have tidal wave in your hand, right? You actually, when you first held it, you had shared this, like, I'm saying this is an internal toy. She was like, you can actually use it like, one thing about Kandi, she's gonna figure out some other ways to twist and turn. And I went and tried your suggestion, and I was like, that was a damn good idea. So you're holding tidal weight, I'm holding ripple. Could you power it just so that they can see? And then when you saw this toy, just tell them a little bit about what your initial and I got you here. Ooh! And that's not even with the pearls, that's just the vibration. So we're talking about two technologies happening. There are 3 motors in this toy. And is that the pearls going? So when you first saw tidal wave, can you turn the pearl technology out so they can see? This actually has the ability to move. Can y'all see that? You see it going up and down? So I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. You can use this on your G-spot. And I think you were like, you can also put it, can you talk about title? I think you were like, but I could also not put it inside and just use, right.
Okay, well, I thought that was kind of self-explanatory. Overall, a lot of women can easily get stimulated from the outside, even more so than the inside. So when you see this, the pearls really give you like the tip of some of your tongue, right? It gives you that same feeling. So in this particular one, we have 2 pearls that are basically doing this motion. And if you can imagine that on the outside. Now, obviously, this is a dual stimulation toy. So this is really supposed to help the outside while this is on the inside. So this hits that energy spot. It has a slight curve to it, which we like. Now, this isn't a huge toy for so women who want like huge. I have some friends that be like, oh, it has to be huge.
You know, the G-spot is not that
but
far.
if you got the right tools, then it doesn't have to be that big. So that's what I like about it. It basically gets to hit both spots at the same time. You get the vibration, and you get that little feel of if you had a person with the little tip of their tongue just going to work.
And it felt like two tongues, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you, because one tongue can't kind of like come together like that. You would have to have a snake tongue or something to really do that. So I was like, oh, this thing is actually kind of tag teaming from the both sides. So it was a good idea.
And it's super soft. This is soft. You know, I don't know how, experience with toys. I mean, I know our good bedroom candy consultants know what we're talking about. But for those of you that are visiting today, sometimes you'll have a toy. It's just not giving what it needs to give. Like, even when you just touch this, you'll notice that it's like super soft. Because you don't want nothing rough, down there. It needs to be soft and gentle.
Thank you, Kandi. So that one is obviously dual stem. I'm going to turn on Ripple, which also has the pearl. And this one is intended directly for the person who really appreciates the external outside. It's got the up and down motion and vibration too. And as you press it, it just goes a little faster and a little faster and a little faster. And lube is recommended because it will feel even. It's always better when it's slippery when wet, right? But you feel that so much more intensely. So this is the brand new collection at Bedroom Kandi with the Pleasure Pearl technology that literally licks it for you.
Literally licks it for you.
I be getting too excited. I have to remember on the stage because I remember when I got to sample, I was like, oh, this is where we going with things?
Well, and to your point about the lube, if you do have the lube, as you have, like what I said, that looks like the tip of your tongue, then it's definitely going to feel like the tip of your tongue because it's going to be that wet, soft feeling as it's down there.
I'm going to pass it over here to our stage speakers. So really, really, really quick, though, Kandi, because I'm thinking I might have got it right and it's on the stage. Can you tell them what one of your favorite BK toys is?
Oh, well, I told them earlier, I truly, truly love the old school. I'm old school, so I like our original Kandi Kisses. I feel like there's so much you can do with it. So for me, and you could do this with any toy, right? So whether you take a vibe and you put on, like if you're giving pleasure to your significant other, you still can use your toys, right? So even though I feel like the Kandi Kisses is for us, for our kisses, our lips down low, we can also use it like when we're giving oral pleasure to the other person, have that little vibe next to our cheek so they can feel the vibration as you're giving oral. And then, because I'm a mother, you're a mother. You shouldn't be doing that. No, just kidding. Because I'm a mother, I always thought it was cool to have toys that didn't necessarily look like a toy. So if they just so happen to walk in your room and you forgot to put it up, they still don't know what it is. So, and the other thing is when we first got into the business, so many women explained how, the guy that they were in a relationship with felt like, oh, you don't need that, you have me. But when they see the Kandi Kisses, they're not intimidated by that. They don't feel like you're trying to replace them in the bedroom. So I feel like there are so many reasons to have the Kandi Kisses. And if you are a first-time toy user, it's a great starter toy. Or if you want to get, like tell one of your homegirls, oh, you need one. Like that's a good one you start out because even while you're having sex, you can just hold that on the outside so you can get the good feeling on the inside and on the outside. So we want to make sure you get that moment. That's what it's all about, right?
Since we got that amazing range of your voice in the room, I thought we should have fun with our crowd, Kandi.
Okay,
I actually asked some people to hold a few things. Could you put your hand up if you were given a special tool? Oh.
Okay.
So we got a guest holding one end of the groove panty vibrator.
Oh.
And somebody else might else be holding the control, but I'm gonna let Kandi actually control it from over here, okay?
Ooh.
I'm gonna tell you how we're gonna do this. So the person holding the vibrator, there's a power button. You wanna press and hold it for 3 seconds until you feel it go zzz. Let me know when that happens. When it cuts on, you there? And the same with the remote, press it and hold it till you see the blinking, flashing light. Good, good. There happens to be a button on your remote at the bottom that looks like a little speakerphone. When you press that, Kandi, can you talk to the people real quick just through your mic?
Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello.
You never thought that Kandi could sing to your vibrator, huh?
Wait. That's cool, right?
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Now I'm in mistress
Yes, go
mode.
ahead, mistress.
Now you're taking me back to the dungeon. Now, first of all, do I have your permission to sing to your pussy?
Yes, mistress is the only acceptable response.
Okay, she said yes. Okay.
So, Kandi, you can take her wherever you want to go with this one. Honestly, you are in control, mistress.
Oh, okay. You're here at Bedroom Kandi Expo.
You like how that feel? Did it feel good? So, guys, literally. You don't have to press a thing, babe.
Oh, yes, because, okay, for those of you that don't know what's happening, so she has the remote. Obviously, she has on the panty vibe or whatever. But you could either control it with your remote. So if your significant other is holding the remote, they can, make it move. Or you have it on the setting in which it vibrates to music or to noise. So as we sing, as we have the beat playing, she can feel it.
And I knew that these speakers was gonna have some range, so I was like, let's play with it a little bit. So literally, guys, this is like another one of those products that you can have a lot of fun with. Could you imagine like being out with your partner and they literally get to press the button and be like, how the pussy doing? Like, and it really find out, right?
You're my little secret, and that's how we should keep it. It's on everybody's mind about you and I. They think so, but they don't really know, but want to know. See, the thing about it is, you got a little secret with the other person.
Yes, and nobody else in that room will know but y'all, and that is so fun. Like,
yes.
This is what we represent over here, guys. And we talked about some toys here on the stage, and there's so much more you're going to see because we got like a kink exploration conversation coming up.
When he's out of town and he can control it.
Oh, we talk about Blue Motion.
Yes.
So the same technology that we have in our remote, we actually have in an app-based toy, right? All you need is an internet connection. Literally, they download the app, right? That's Suki, again, so geniusly designed, right? Give it up. Like, where literally you'll have the app on your phone, they'll have the app on their phone, and once you power the toy on, then you can send a request to your partner, or they can request it from you to say, I want to control your vibrator. Once you accept that request, no matter where they are in the world, they literally are controlling your vibrator, right? So it also can be controlled the same ways. You can put it to a music playlist, right? Or something like that. If you have like a music playlist in your phone, you can also do like different settings, but it also has the mic where you can talk to it from wherever you're at too.
Which is so cool because if you have a significant other that travels a lot, then it's a little game y'all can play, They can call you and they can just say whatever they want, or either you could just be out walking down the street and they just say, hey, I want to control your pussy. And then they got it under control for real, no matter where they are.
Can y'all imagine that? And then I was also tell you guys, because Suki, this is maybe your Apple history on this one. Because if you got an Apple Watch, you could even do it from your Apple Watch. So you ain't even got to pull the phone out. Once you connect it, you could just be like, So this one comes in a clitoral version and a G-spot version, right? So there's Blue Motion and then there's Love Life Crush. And the thing about Love Life Crush, guys, it has a bonus effect of also being a personal trainer for your vagina. Yeah. I know the doula on the stage gonna appreciate this conversation.
I'm loving it.
We have settings in an app that literally lets you train it if you're a first-time Kegler. It's gonna have options if you're a pregnant mom, a new mom, if you're trying to, not pee every time you sneeze. We have that. And then we have Virtuoso, which is gonna be for that orgasm control, right? And as you're doing it, it's like this real sexy little soothing voice, and she goes, squeeze. And as you squeeze, you're gonna feel the vibrator vibrating, right? But you're also gonna see on the app how tight you're squeezing, how good you're grabbing. If the bar is full, that squeeze is. It shows you how well you initially apply. It shows you how long you're holding it. It shows you just how good that grab. So the next time you tell them you got that grab, you're gonna have receipts. Because it will literally show you your vagina results in the app as well over time, so you can see your vaginal strength build. And if y'all didn't know, that's how you get to that other side of the splish splash. It's all on the pelvic floor. So I'm happy you mentioned that, Katie, because we got it over here, y'all. Y'all need to go onto the website, and we have a special promo code, Social23. If you order online this weekend only, you get a 10% off your order online. And yeah, just put that in the cart. So I wanted to come over really quick to you, Ashley, before we close out this segment, because I always appreciate the conversation on the educating and things like that, and always talk about fun ways. Like, we're having a good time, right? Y'all learning a thing or two, right? Can you share with some folks some different fun ways that they can go about exploring and learning and playing with toys, some of the things that you've just discovered in your exploration and playing around with them, especially if they have a partner, maybe how they can introduce it?
Okay, so again, like I said before, I love using sex toys. So if you have a partner, first of all, you need to talk to them first, make sure they're okay with it. Typically, like Kandi said, men sometimes kind to be a little intimidated at first, but once I have learned that if you let them use it on you first, it kind of breaks down that barrier. So you can use the toys, giving head, on your cheek, that way they can feel it too. You can also use the toys, like I said before, on your clitoris with penetration. Then you can I like using the toy. Y'all have like a rose equivalent?
Oh, the Womanizer.
Okay.
Womanizer, in case y'all don't know, the company Womanizer invented pleasure air technology.
Yes.
They're the first ones to ever even make the suction
Toys,
and we got a lot of those over here.
So I know a lot of people like the suction toys on their clitoris. I do not, because I need, that Mike Tyson punch. However, they are great for your nipples. So they are wonderful nipple toys. So if you use them on your nipples while your partner is giving you head, y'all penetrating, whatever, that's also a good way to use toys as a couple as well.
And I actually want to add to that, especially if you all are doing any sort of BDSM, a lot of my clients engage in a lot of that sex toys, using that very consent, power, and control can really help spice up the mood. So definitely bring it in that foreplay and in that role playing.
I love that you mentioned that, and guys, it's always the perfect segue. We're gonna have a little performance situation going on, but after that, the next conversation is the kink exploration discussion, where we're gonna have our BDSM experts join us on stage. We're gonna have a little fun. So, what I'd like to do really quickly is, I know we got some toys in the back. And I want to give a couple away. How does that sound? How does that sound? How does that sound? All right. While I'm doing this, for those of you guys, just so you have a sense of that, you'll have the performance, and then there'll be about a 10-minute break. We'll have that panel, and then after that, we're going straight into our oral sex seminar. So it's very action-packed. So we'll make sure you have
oral sex seminar is when?
It's